What if one of the Middle East's most underrated destinations is hiding experiences you've never even imagined? I landed in Kuwait thinking I knew what to expect. Glass towers, oil money, a quick stopover, and then the country kept surprising me. The first shot is a slammed open taxi door, sunlight slicing through dust, and me stepping into streets that feel both ancient and impossibly new. I move fast because Kuwait moves fast. Every 2 seconds the frame changes. Souk corners, coastal, light desert horizons, and you feel the country rearranging itself under your feet. The Kuwait National Museum opens like a quiet library of national memory. Stone halls, curated light, objects that suddenly make the whole place make sense. Walking through, I felt history stitched to the present. Pearl diving tools, modern artworks, maps showing trade routes, portraits of national figures. The exhibits aren't just displays, they're immersive chapters, tactile dioramas, audio recollections, storytelling that pulls you into lives of sailors, merchants' families. There's a weight to the place, survival, trade, culture built into identity. It's essential because if you want to understand Kuwait beyond postcards, this is where you start. The desert here is cinematic by default. Rolling dunes that move with light, rolling dunes that move with wind, an endless ocean of sand that rearranges itself every day. I strapped into a 4x4. The first ascent was pure, loud chaos. The truck climbs the dune, then drops. You feel like you're falling through another country. Sandboarding is ridiculous and glorious. You stand on a slope that looks impossible. Push off. Sandboarding POV. Gravity sings. As the sun tiptoes down, the light turns honey gold. Shadows stretch like ink. The silence becomes vast. Bedouin-style moments. A simple camp with mint tea. Stories told around a small fire. The smell of cardamom and smoke. Those conversations feel ancient and immediate. People who know the land explaining dune rhythm. The old ways of reading the sky. It's a sensory overload. Warm sand underfoot. Dry wind on your face. This is not just adrenaline. Marina Crescent is Kuwait's seaside on a slow-motion loop. Promenades, yachts, people walking dogs, kids chasing pigeons under sodium lights. It's where the city exhales, the pace drops, the air tastes briny. You can actually see how modern Kuwaiti leisure assembles itself. I filmed couples on benches, couples arguing playfully over shawarma chefs plating seafood with the harbor as a backdrop. The architecture wraps around the water at night. The reflections turn ordinary light into something cinematic. Waterfront dining here feels like theater. It's a place to slow down the edit, throw in a long lens, and capture the rhythm of modern public life. For visitors, it's comfort with a flash. Walk, eat, watch the harbor. You'll feel the city's softer side. The Scientific Center is the kind of place that makes kids look like they're seeing the world for the first time. The Scientific Center makes adults look like they're seeing the world for the first time. The giant aquarium is the headline. A glass wall that feels like a portal into another realm. Sharks gliding. Schools of fish moving like choreography. Coral formations. Fragile, bright, alive. I stood pressed to the glass and let the rhythm of the water slow me down. It's hypnotic. The center pairs spectacle with education. Interactive exhibits that make complex science feel tactile and urgent. You can film curiosity here. A child pointing at a sea turtle, a family tracing the path of a whale, scientists explaining conservation projects to a camera. Conservation stories are threaded through the exhibits. Why the Gulf's ecosystems matter, what's being done to protect them. It's not just entertainment, it's a committed push to connect people to their marine environment. Al Shahid Park surprised me because it felt like an oasis deliberately placed inside the city's pulse. Lakes, landscaped hills, paths that invite you to walk without purpose. The contrast is cinematic, lush green against a skyline of glass and concrete. There are museums and galleries embedded in the park's fabric. Each pathway leads to a small discovery. A sculpture, a shaded pavilion, a quiet cafe. The park designs public intimacy. People read on benches, teenagers skate, elders walk in slow conversation. The park's programming is as interesting as its plantings. Outdoor festivals, performance spaces, exhibitions that make you feel the city is not just about commerce, but about culture. If you want to feel the city breathe, spend late afternoon here. The light softens, families stroll, the skyline becomes a backdrop rather than the headline. For my camera, Al Shahid Park was a place to slow the edit, add music, let scenes sit a beat longer. Failaka Island feels like a secret you find in an old book. Greek ruins, Bedouin-era traces, abandoned buildings with ghostly windows, a coastline that moves slowly, like it's conserving memories. The ferry ride itself prepares you. The mainland falls away. The sea opens. The island's silhouette grows like a revelation. On arrival, the archaeological sites are staggeringly quiet. You walk on stones that have seen empires come and go. That silence is particular, heavy with history and salt. The island invites exploration. Follow uneven paths to windblown ruins. Stand where ancient foundations meet the horizon. Imagine the junctions of trade and culture that once pulsed here. Heritage tours are available and worth taking. Local guides stitch together the layers of Failaka's story with intimate knowledge. For photographers, the island's textures, flaking plaster, sun-bleached walls, desert-tamed scrub, create endless compositions. Bring water, bring patience, plan to leave time for the ferry back at sunset. The crossing is cinematic and gives you a final, reflective look at the island before the city lights reclaim your sight. Yeah, it's a quiet kind of wonder. Chapter 7. Souk al-Mubarakia hits your senses all at once. The perfume of spices, the hiss of coffee grinders, 1,000 small negotiations humming beneath the awnings. The market feels lived in, narrow alleys, low stalls, colorful textiles hanging like flags. Vendors perform selling as a practiced craft. I loved filming here because the camera gets close, hands exchange dates, merchants wrap parcels, faces that tell stories of craft and continuity. It's tactile storytelling. You can almost taste the scenes. Street food is a highlight. Falafel that cracks when you bite, shawarma sliced with choreography, steamed sweets handed off with a smile. Bargaining is friendly theater, less about winning, more about connection. The textures are endless. Sacks of spice, brassware, woven baskets, slow steam of tea. Close-up hands, close-up rinds, close-up steam make the edit sing. For planning, go early to catch the morning energy, or later for golden light through the fabric roofs. This is where you meet daily Kuwait. Intimate, immediate, and generous. Chapter 8. The Grand Mosque. A place of reverence and architectural poetry. Stepping in asks for the kind of quiet your camera can't fake. The first thing you notice is scale. High domes, graceful arches, patterned light falling across marble floors. I filmed wide exteriors that frame the mosque against sky, then moved slowly inside to capture ornament, calligraphy, and the rhythm of prayer lines. It's essential to approach with respect, modest clothes, soft voices, and awareness of worship hours. Inside, details take over, intricate mosaics, hand-carved screens, and chandeliers that scatter light like constellations. There's a community element too, people arriving for prayer, families touring respectfully, and caretakers who maintain the space with evident care. The mosque functions as a spiritual anchor for the city, not a spectacle, so keep the coverage tasteful. Focus on architecture, patterns, and the way people inhabit the space. For filmmakers, the Grand Mosque offers perfect symmetry shots and slow reveals. Doorway to dome, carpet lines to mihrab. It's a place to slow the pace, lower the music, and let silence speak. Chapter 9. The Avenues is not your average mall, it's urban theater at scale. Sweeping walkways, gardens, a diversity of shops, a modern social hub. Walking through, I shot the architecture first. Layered levels, glass atriums, pockets of unexpected design that feel like plazas. The mall's scale is immersive. Corridors you can get lost in quiet bookstores, flagship boutiques all beneath a climate-controlled sky. Dining options range from local comfort food to international fine dining. Atmospheres shift floor to floor. Use drone or high-angle shots to capture the mall's scale, then cut to candid human moments that explain why people keep coming back. Chapter 10. The Kuwait Towers are the image that lodges in your head, three slim structures rising from the coastline globes reflecting sunlight and observation level that unspools the city beneath you. I opened my shoot with a skyline reveal, the towers puncturing blue, gulls wheeling, and the sea stretching like a promise. Up top, the view is wide and precise. The city's geometry, the curve of the coast, and the way neighborhoods cluster. It's one of those shots you plan for the edit's signature. The towers are part architectural feat, part national symbol, built at a moment when Kuwait wanted a visible emblem of modernity. Inside, the observation deck gives you a kind of cartographic intimacy. You start recognizing the places you visited from above. For night shots, the towers light up and become a beacon in the harbor. The towers are emblematic and cinematic. They anchor the story of a city that balances past and present. I came to collect shots. And left with stories, little human pieces, wide landscapes, a sense that Kuwait refuses to be simple. The country folds tradition into modernity, deliberate and lived in. From the hush of a museum to the roar of a dune, every place leaves an imprint. I wanted to show 10 places, a map of curiosity, a traveler's cheat sheet. This wasn't a glossy postcard tour. Fast, messy, cinematic, honest, filmed with a restless camera and a slower curiosity. Kuwait surprises at every turn. Go see it for yourself. If you loved this guide, like, subscribe, tell us which Kuwaiti spot you'd visit first in the comments. Discover the top 10 things to do in Kuwait in this immersive 2026 travel guide. From iconic landmarks like Kuwait Towers to hidden cultural gems and unforgettable desert adventures, prepare to see Kuwait like never before.